Hey folks, what's going on? It's me, Andrew Westmoreland, back again with yet another video. And YouTube is rolling out new features that are scary. They could be beneficial, but they're also really scary if abused. Now, everyone knows that there is a problem with fake news, and we need to address that. However, the concern here is that these new fact-checking notations that they're putting on top of new page or video posts could potentially be fake news in and themselves, and other manipulations. So this is from BuzzFeed News. Obviously BuzzFeed they're credible, but we know that they have issues. Okay, so just understand that. Now let's see, so right now it's currently available to some users in India, but they're going to phase that in globally at some point. YouTube has not said when. Okay, so let's see, it's going to say YouTube will start showing information panels, boxes of text that provide debunks from YouTube's verified fact-checking partners. Now, when people search for topics that are prone to misinformation, quote unquote, according to YouTube spokesperson, I've already seen them. In fact, let me see if I could pull it up on one of my videos when I was talking about the study confirms MMR vaccine does not cause autism. There is one of these new bubbles that pops up. Here we go. And go back to desktop. So here down at the bottom you can see it, and it has a link to Wikipedia. So this is interesting. So it doesn't matter what I say, this is gonna pop in here. I don't have any way to turn this on or off. It's just gonna be posted on my page. What if I don't like Wikipedia? What if I think Wikipedia is fake news? It's still gonna be posted here under my video, like right under the video, where it's going to get a lot of clicks and traffic. Now, you know, this video isn't doing very well, but that's not the point. The point here is this is prone to misinformation. Yeah, this feature will be prone to misinformation, and here's why. What happens when they pick an outlet or a fact-checking partner that's CNN or is Snopes? Okay, we know they get these things wrong sometimes. We know that they're not always right, and it could very potentially cause problems. Okay, this is something that we need to be aware of, because they are pushing this mainstream narrative all the time. And what happens when the mainstream narrative is wrong? Okay, just because I support or I understand that vaccines don't cause autism doesn't mean that other people don't, or they have something contradicting. Okay, what happens when somebody has valid information that is not approved by the mainstream? Are they going to be labeled fake news? Like, who cares? Like, sometimes you need freedom of expression and freedom of speech. You can't do this. Now, so far this is where we're at, but I have a suspicion that they're going to start phasing out and blocking videos that they consider to be just pure fake news, pure conspiracy theories. It's coming. Now, these panels will show up on your pages. These panels will show up on pages of search results rather than individual videos. Okay, so they're saying that what I have is something different on my video. This is going to be a feature when you click search up in the search tab, whatever, it's going to pop up some information. Okay, and it will, let's see, per search for, but YouTube will generate these disclaimers when a query involves sensitive topics with the intent to inform viewers as the company deals with spread of misinformation on the platform. If you say 9/11 truth, or 9/11 molten steel, stuff like that, it's gonna pop up, like, because I'm sure that's one of the huge things. One of the major conspiracy theories is 9/11 stuff. And it's going to give you their view of what happened. which I think is dangerous. Like, sometimes you can't go around, I would say most of the times, this idea that you can't have an alternative view to things is dangerous. Now, absolutely criticize the hell out of people who are pushing fake news and who are outright lying or trying to rewrite history, all that stuff, by all means. But to de-rank stuff that is naturally trending, I think, is just being dishonest. And I don't know, like, I feel like some of this stuff is not good. If it is about vaccines or something that's life-saving, I think we could have that debate to what degree is something okay, and what degree, or at what point do we need to step in and say this is about saving lives. Like, I understand that. But general information, I don't care. You know, if you want people to believe in ancient aliens built the pyramids, and think that black people are too stupid to build the pyramids, then you're free to have that racist ideology, by all means. But I don't think it needs to be banned just because it's a conspiracy theory. Now, let's see. It's currently only available to limited users in India, one of YouTube's largest markets with nearly 250 million users. Well, yeah, they have over a billion people in their country. Yeah, and it says, here's what the information panel looks like. This one says, hoax alert. Paracetamol. What is this? Paramedisol tablets do not contain Machupo virus, whatever the hell that is. So, okay, so it's just going to pop up at the top. So it's going to be similar to what I was showing you. It's going to be similar to this, but it's going to be on the search tab. So I understand what they're trying to do, and I understand that they're trying to be helpful, but you also need to understand that this stuff can be manipulated, and it can potentially be extremely dangerous, okay? As a part of our ongoing efforts to build a better news experience on YouTube, we are expanding our information panels to bring fact checks from eligible publishers to YouTube. Well, what is an eligible publisher? Okay, it could be, is that going to be CNN? Is that going to be MSNBC? Is it going to be Fox News? Like, who decides what's real and fake? Because that's where we're getting at this point. And like I said, I think there is a real criticism to be had here, and people need to be concerned about this, because it's not just about trying to do the right thing. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And these giant tech companies, these massive social media platforms, do not have any real regulation on what they are able to do. They are the arbiters of public discourse in 2019. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these platforms, Snapchat, all these places have their place, and they all have a role in public discourse. Okay, whether it just be celebrity gossip all the way up to, breaking important information about what's happening in the White House. If something happens, let's just, worst case scenario, let's say something real happens that is groundbreaking. Completely, obviously, I won't say ridiculous, but highly unlikely. Let's say aliens come down from the sky and land somewhere, okay, and I'm the first one on the ground, and I'm live streaming this, okay, it's directly through like multiple feeds or something. Okay, I'm streaming it through my YouTube channel, and they're gonna see this and be like, oh, that's fake news. This is just fake. This is like a publicity stunt or something. I'm gonna get dinged for that, and they're gonna say that I'm fake news, or my video goes viral, and they're like, no, this isn't real. This is fake. This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna post, oh, it's fake. Okay, that's a problem, because what if it was real? Why do they get to decide what's real and what's fake? Now, again, I understand there is we need to have people who are helping people who are legitimately criticizing what's real and what's fake. And I fully get that. There's a lot of information manipulation, but using these metrics, these tools, is another layer to that, because while some of them are legitimate, they are doing a good job. You know, mistakes happen, and it is also dangerous. You know, Snopes is definitely not perfect. I tend to not use them very often anymore because of the way they're revealing that they are a partisan, that they skew left, and it's a problem, especially if you're supposed to be doing a neutral fact-checking sort of thing. They're not neutral. Okay, they use partisan language that skews left. So that we're going to have a similar situation here. I guarantee it. So let's see. YouTube spokesperson cited that recent conflict between India and Pakistan led to a flood of misinformation on social media platforms. Well, sure, because what ends up happening is when you have these two conflicting narratives from these countries who are not, they're at odds with each other, the propaganda is going to start flying, okay? And then you need to be aware of that. Any country, any situation that has some sort of international reach or international implications, there's going to be multiple narratives. And it's hard to tell what's happening because you're not there witnessing it. You don't know all of the variables involved. You don't know who is covertly involved, like what governments, intelligence agencies are doing this or that. You don't know. And it's really hard to verify that. So, in my opinion, what a lot of these things need to do is, instead of saying this happened, what we need to have is more neutral reporting from real journalists, and just say, this is what I saw. This is what this person told me. Instead of saying, yes, this thing is factual true, we know it happened. We're not sure. If you just say an explosion, there's a difference between saying an explosion happened in Kandahar and saying a bomb exploded from a vehicle, a terrorist exploded a car bomb. Do you know that outright, or were you told that? Did you witness it? Do you have video showing that? Like, these things are very important, and you know, all this stuff gets super complicated, and it's really hard to get stories right. When these mainstream outlets, they're trying to be the first, you know, they want to be the first one to break the story. They want exclusive. And what ends up happening is a lot of these journalism, these journalists who aren't actually trying to verify themselves, or just can't. They don't have access to the same source they had and aren't able to verify it independently. What ends up happening, they'll just be like, CNN reported that this happened. And I have been guilty of that when I was working for Argus Streaming News. That's what all the digital publications do. They turn out journalism. We report what other people report. Now, I did do independent reporting. Like, I did call the Ferguson Police Department and Berkeley and all that stuff, and did my own reporting. But some things you just can't. You weren't able to do in a timely manner because you have deadlines, and it's a problem, because understand that these things are a business. It's not just about being right. You have to be first. You have to do it quickly, and unfortunately this is a huge problem that needs to be addressed, because this is how mistakes happen. If one outlet reports that a hellmouth opened in the Pacific Ocean and demons are I don't know, something ridiculous, and demons are coming up out of hell, and let's say it's, Fox News reports that, and then like everyone else starts picking it up, and it's just like, well, this is actually fake news, like their website was hacked or something. It's not real, and this is totally fake news. And you have like 20 major news outlets that report this, there's going to be mass panic. First of all, people are just be like, this can't be real life. And then you're just going to have the people who believe it, the religious fundamentalists and stuff, and then they're going to be people are going to lose their shit, and they're going to be freaking out. And it's a problem. all this stuff is all connected, and we need to be very careful who says something is real and not. And when I do what I do here, this news commentary, I recognize that I'm reading articles most of the time, and we are taking their word for it, and I get that. Okay, I understand that that is a problem. You can't always go out and do that. I don't have unlimited resources where I can just go and travel around the world and be in 20 places at once. Like, that's not possible. So I recognize it. It's a problem, and we all need to address it. We need to put pressure on these social media companies to stop trying to be arbiters of truth and let these things naturally flow. We need to put pressure on these advertising companies, these companies that host advertisements, these corporations, you know, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever. All these companies are all putting pressure on these social media platforms, and they need to stop, because it is destroying. It is literally destroying public discourse. It is censoring people en masse, and we have a serious problem. So I'm going to leave that there. If you want to support my work and what I'm doing, you can do that via PayPal at paypal.me/DrewWest. If you want to contribute on Patreon, that link is also available down in the description below. Subscribe star, all that stuff. Links, as always, down in the description below. So thank you so much for watching, and remember that I'm your centrist voice of reason in a time of hyper-partisan lunacy. See you next time, folks.